Okay, here we go with the second example video for trig integrals. And here we have the integral of sine cubed x dx. So the tricky part about this integral is that there really isn't an obvious way to choose what your u sub is. Because all you have is sines. So with integrals, this is going to become a common theme throughout the entire chapter. You sometimes need to make the integral if there's too little to work with. I only have sine. That's all I can do. If you don't have enough to work with, maybe you need to throw something in there, make it a little bit more complicated, just so you can work with something so that it'll simplify back down. Because right now this looks really simple, but it's deceivingly difficult because there isn't much that you can grapple onto. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to this trig identity here. This is really the only one I think that's going to be useful because it's the sine cosine one. And I have something in terms of sine squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this in terms of sine squared. So if I break one of these off, and if I use the identity, now this is actually immediately a u sub. U would be cosine x. Because I can change everything here into cosine, and my sine x will get sort of taken out by the u sub. So du will be negative sine x. Don't forget that negative sign. Derivative of cosine is negative sine. Can take out that negative sign by adding it twice. And then I get negative integral 1 minus u squared du. Okay, and now I can I'm going to distribute actually this negative sign. Negative 1 plus u squared. Now I can do my power rule. Negative u plus u cubed over 3 plus c. And I can just sub my cosine back in. Okay, now this is a perfect example that tells you why this section is kind of tricky. There's no one formula that will give you all of these integrals. You have to be able to see what's going to work and what's not going to work before you do it. But trust me, we'll get through examples and you'll catch on.